Okay, hello guys, welcome. Saviour Schnapps is the first. So the fastest way to make this is of course use wine. You have to use a base for every potion, you cannot avoid it, so always use a base first. And we add in the nettle, following the recipe exactly. And here is where we kind of speed up. We put the cauldron down and we just skip the swapping of the hourglass and we just start throwing in the two belladonnas into the mortar and pestle. Start grinding it, and as you will see pretty soon here, we will put the belladonna that we've ground in the cauldron, and we won't bother raising the cauldron at all. We'll just go straight for the phial and we'll just pour it directly. You don't have to wait, you can just do it directly, and you will see we come up with a perfect Henry's potion for Saviour Schnapps. There we go, that's the one. So now we move on to the Bane Poison, which is pretty much the same method, same principle. You pour in the wine first, you pour in the base. Instead of the nettle, you use one wormwood this time around, and you just throw it in, same as Saviour Schnapps, and then you press the cauldron down, and then you start grinding the belladonna. Again, we're skipping the steps of swapping the hourglass, we're skipping the raising of the cauldron and lowering of the cauldron in most cases. So we're just throwing in the belladonna once it's ground, and then we're just adding a couple of steps. You have to pull the bellows a couple of times. You can pull it once only. I pulled it twice here. You don't have to pull it twice. Once is enough. And you immediately put in the mushroom, and then you take a phial and you just immediately distill. No need to raise the cauldron in between turns. You just distill, pour it in. There's an animation where you pull the bellows, but you don't do that, so here it is. There's a perfect Henry's Bane Poison right there. Now we're moving on to the Dollmaker, a very useful potion. Again, the base is going to be spirits this time. Almost the same principle, but this time we're using 2 of her Paris and we're chucking it straight into the cauldron like you don't care. You just throw 2 of them in there and you start boiling. You pull the cauldron down. And you take the valerian and you start grinding that as well. You put that into the cauldron right afterwards, and the only thing we're really skipping with this recipe is again the swapping of the hourglass and raising the cauldron and basically distilling it. It takes us, this is the recipe that basically gains a couple of seconds still, just like this, but it won't buy us a whole lot of time. It still is faster than the normal method, but there you go, you'll have a Dollmaker potion, perfect Henry's right there. And the next potion, Marigold Decoction, a very great healing potion basically. It's very simple. You need water and you need marigolds, and as you will see there's not a lot of steps. You basically throw your nettle in, you lower the cauldron down, you grind your marigolds. You need two of the marigolds, and grind them, throw them in. And there's not a lot of steps to skip here, mainly because the recipe doesn't really involve a lot of steps, so this is a very quick one. And it's also one of the best healing potions in the game, especially when you have perks. Just make sure you raise that cauldron at the end this time. And when you take a phial and when you pour it in, you will have a perfect Marigold Decoction. Henry Marigold Decoction. And it's going to heal you for 25% more. Now we're moving on to the Cockerel potion. This is mostly used in hardcore. You don't really use it in normal. I thought I would add it in there for this anyone playing hardcore. It's a very easy potion to make. As you can see, you put spirits in the cauldron, you lower it down, you grind 2 mint, you throw that in, you add valerian and skip straight to distillation, and you have a perfect Cockerel potion. Yes, release the puns. It is basically nature's cocaine in KCD 2, but I thought I would add it in there. Maybe somebody doesn't want to sleep or wants to skip it in hardcore, or somebody doesn't want to sleep in general. So it's a nice potion to make. So just skip straight to distillation here, pour it in, and you will have the infamous pun Cockerel potion. So it's not the best potion in the game, but it's certainly useful. There we go. Now we come to the last but not least, is the Lion's Perfume. Now this recipe is great early game. I'm including it because it's so good to sell. So you use spirits and you use sage. You only use 2 sage. You put it in the cauldron and you start boiling it. After that, you basically grind the mint. You put in 2 mints and you grind that up and you put it in the cauldron as well. And after this one, you raise the cauldron as well. There's no way to skip a lot in this one. You're only technically skipping the swapping of the hourglass. That's pretty much the only thing. But you can make this potion fast regardless. You'll see now it will be completing it, and it will be Henry's quality. It is great potion to sell in the start of the game, so make this one when you're struggling for money. Perfect potion for it. Now a quick little bonus tip here. If you are playing at midnight, as you can see here, you can use a alchemy tree perk called the Dark Arts Apprentice. It pops up on the top right there. And it will actually help you a lot. It eliminates the need to use 1 fresh ingredient in your potion making. It helps you make shortcuts. It helps you eliminate those little mistakes that you're making. So it is helpful. You don't have to use it, but mind that you always have to use at least 1 fresh ingredient if you don't use it when you're making potions. A lot of people have told me about this, and kudos to them. And also, it is a helpful perk, but if you don't like doing it at night, you can use it during daylight. Just be mindful that you also have to use at least 1 fresh ingredient. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you want any more short and fast potion recipes, let me know and I'll post them. But until next time, see you then, guys.